Dan. I used to consider myself a good writer, but this has by far been the hardest writing exercise I've ever taken on. To articulate to you how much you have changed me and impacted my life, to stand here in front of our family and our friends and accurately portray how big and great our love is. There is nothing I am more sure of, yet also nothing that is harder to distill down into a single speech. So here goes. I can't believe we're finally here. We have been through so much together to be here, as have all of our family and our friends who we are surrounded by. I am filled with an overwhelming sense of gratitude for this day and this weekend, but mostly to finally be able to get to marry you. When I first met you in New York, I remember a warmth about you. It's hard to explain, but I remember walking into the room and feeling drawn to you, even though I didn't know you yet. I knew you were different from the moment I saw you. Since then, that warmth and love has grown into the foundation of our relationship and our home, which we have just begun to build over almost 5 years together. I am so proud of our home. It has spanned many states, many parental roommates, but it has always been full of life, warmth and laughter on our best days, challenges and drawn-out whiteboarding sessions on our tougher days, but every day it remains our home, the place where we both want to be more than anywhere in the world, no matter what kind of a day it is.
I didn't do any research on what should be in my vows, but I knew that I wanted to make sure I stick to the tradition and hit all those things that I promised or pledged to do with our families and closest friends as witnesses. And secondly, I wanted to make sure that it's clearly and embarrassingly about love and how much I love you. To start, I absolutely love all the weirdness you bring to my life. I love that for some reason you lock the bedroom door when you go to bed before me. I love how you fight Alexa. I love the ridiculous way you talk to our dog. I love how much you love your family and your friends. I love how much you love my family and most of my friends. I hate Taylor Swift and Beyonce, but I weirdly love how much you love them and how committed you are to them. I love that you're a fan of short phone calls and don't get FOMO. I love that you indulge me on things like 12-mile hikes and sailing trips and putting a picture of The Godfather on or Save the Date, which I don't think anybody understood. I love that instead of goodbye or goodnight, you say I love you. And the same goes when you've had too much to drink, just I love you over and over again. Your default is this planet of positive emotions for your family, your friends, and your soon-to-be husband. You've inspired me to be more expressive and open. So to my family and friends, I love you guys. I really appreciate everyone coming out. See, I told you it'd be embarrassing. Yeah.
You have taught me so much to embrace all of life, even the parts that aren't glamorous or at times fun. You're still deep in the process of teaching me patience, which I am grateful for, except when I'm annoyed because I'm not patient. You have taught me how to stick through things when they are tough or uncomfortable. You've brought me to a place where I need less, yet somehow I have more. And above all, you have showed me the kind of love that I deserve and how to accept it, embrace it, and return it. In return, I promise you that I will keep laughing with you even on our hardest days, that I will always encourage your never-ending dreams, that I will always support and love your unique appreciation of and zest for life, that while we will surely face disagreement, that kindness and respect will always be the backbone of our marriage, to put our love and our family first, even at times when it feels impossible, and to never take our love for granted. I love you, and I can't wait for the rest of our lives as Caulfields.
And finally, I love how easy it was for me to make this list, that I barely scraped the surface, and that there's something new I love about you every day. As for the husband I plan to be, I'm going to make you 2 promises. The first promise is to be the steadfast, reliable person you need in your life to keep the lights on, to keep the train moving, a force of stability and security like the Eagles' defense of the early 90s. This means that I promise to open jars, to take out the trash, to clean up after the dog or the dogs. I promise to limit the mansplaining and to always light a match. I promise to lock the doors, to hide my disdain for the housewives, and when the time comes to change diapers, handle night duty, and give mommy as many breaks as she needs, including a glass of wine when she needs it. I promise not to solve every problem, but to listen. And when you say something like you're thirsty, to first sympathize. To say, Julia, I too know what it feels like to be thirsty. I too have had a dry mouth. To connect with you through sharing and understanding the concept of dry-mouthedness. To not simply jump up and get you a glass of water. And I promise to say thank you a lot. Now, the second and final promise is something of a contradiction, and that is to inject all the chaos, color, and romance into our lives that we can handle. To recognize how beautiful and lucky we are every day because of the delightful mayhem that makes our marriage so great. This will include things like living room dance parties, guilty pleasure television and nightcaps, experimental haircuts and lady marmalade, silly string, Pixars, public displays of affection. Don't get shy on me. Off-roading, skinny dipping, the end of Sister Act 2, hummingbirds, waterfalls, dolphins, fireworks, pranks, confetti, unreasonably loud music, and whatever else it takes to make your life as colorful as you've made mine. And if all this sounds exhausting and crazy, well, good, because you're marrying something of a madman. But I promise to love you with all the madness in my soul. I love you, babe.